The breaking point. 2 weeks went by since they returned from Paris. Alex returned to find out that Emma had resigned her post, without as much as leaving an explanation behind. Jake kept calling her to no avail. She had disconnected her phone, and left his credit card with no charges at his office. He spoke to both Alex and Charlotte, said she was confused about Emma's behavior. Charlotte replied that it was good that she was no longer around. Either Alex nor Jake felt the same, but none replied. Jake kept looking for Emma, asking her friends and going multiple times to the cafe that they met, but he never saw her anywhere he went. Christmas time came by, and little by little he started to forget Emma. The urge he had in finding her had put a toll to him, and he decided that if they were to meet again, then it will happen. So one night he went to Alex's home to ask for takeout, and play a couple of games or watch a movie. He had always have a key to Alex's house, so he arrived and opened the door, and there were Alex and Charlotte kissing, right there in front of him. Jake's eyes wide, and hands shaking. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. It was like he was punched in the gut. He walked up to both of them, and Charlotte walked up to him so that he wouldn't hurt Alex. Jake, looking at her, said, "Was I too damn blind to see it?" Raising his voice with each word. "You two deserve each other," he said, shouting at the top of his voice. Charlotte's eyes widened with guilt. "Jake, it's not what you think," he cut her off. "You don't need to say anything," his expression a mixture of anger and sadness. "I'm going to fix this." "Please stop," Charlotte said. Jake turned, his expression a mixture of anger and sadness. "I'm going to fix this." "Jake, please," Charlotte whispered, her voice small and hurt. "I never meant for this to happen." "You're a coward, Alex." "A selfish coward," he said while pulling Alex towards him and punching him in the gut, and punching him in this face. Charlotte started to yell and punch Jake, screaming at him to leave Alex alone. Alex did not defend himself, he just dropped to the floor sobbing. Jake spun around ready to leave Alex's house. As he was about to leave them both in the apartment, Alex said in a low voice, "Jake, please forgive me. I never wanted for this to happen. You know, I was serious about Emma, and if she hadn't disappeared I would have married her." Charlotte's face went pale, and replied, "What are you talking about, Alex?" Alex stood up, looking at her and saying, "You know that I was in love with her. That is why you made her leave. I have known it all along." Charlotte was so embarrassed that she got up, took her handbag, and without saying a word was about to leave when Jake called out to her, "Tell me exactly what you did to Emma. What did you do to her? Why did you hurt her? Why did you make her run away?" Charlotte was so ashamed that she told them what she did and left. Jake looked at Alex and said, "It's a good thing that Emma didn't marry you. You would have made a lousy husband. Don't ever cross my path again." Meanwhile, Emma had not been having the best of times after what happened to her in Paris, and she had lost confidence in making new friends, so whenever she was invited to socialize she kindly turned it down. But today it was different. It was the company's New Year party for employees and she had to go. And at the party she ran into Jake. "I'm sorry," he said softly as he approached her, "what Charlotte told you was a lie. I found out about them." And Alex made her tell the truth. "He confessed that he wanted to marry you and she did that to separate both of you guys, and she said I knew about their adventure to break our friendship." Emma shook her head, her chest tight with emotion. "It's not your fault, Jake. I just didn't know. I don't know what to do anymore. I am at loss here. I feel like I can't trust anyone anymore." Jake smiled gently, squeezing her hand. "You won't have to be lost anymore. I'll be here and I'm not leaving you again. I spent 6 months looking for you, everywhere. I love you, Em. I always have since the first day you sat at my table at that coffee shop." Emma looked at him, and felt how life started to return to her just by the warmth of his hands. 6 months went by and they got married and went to Paris for their honeymoon. As the plane took off, leaving Paris behind, Emma felt a sense of happiness. She, too, had always loved Jake from the first day.